Welcome, cartel members, and-ons, Facebook friends, Twitter followers. Well, I don't have Twitter followers anymore. Random YouTube viewer, maybe a Vimeo viewer, maybe a Roku TV viewer soon enough. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julio Hawkins, and I am the Theorizing Theorist, also known as El Capitan of this here cartel. Thanks for joining me, like I said. So we're going to dive right on into... Oh, man, I said I was going to stop saying that. I'll try harder next time. Anyway. Let's dive right on in. Illuminati wrote the Bible. They were expecting a certain figure as the codes point to this point of time. Now, I got a big question. These people are talking about codes, and I have no idea what codes they're talking about. So if you can help enlighten me a little bit, please comment below, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's continue. So somebody responds to that and says, so the whole point was to make war with nobody / Antichrist or the Liberator? And check this guy's little thing underneath what he has, his little signature, as they say, for when you post. Earth is a prison / farm planet to farm loosh and adrenochrome. And another question I have for you guys is, what the hell is loosh? Comment below if you know. A person responded to that comment with, no, not at all. They thought the prominent figure would be more dark than light. And that is the opposite of what that person is. And then a person commented, what the code number 666? And I suppose you think you are this certain person? And the person responded to that one with, and I laughed because I already kind of read ahead, of course. No, you fucking creepy fuck. I don't. This is about Lucifer. It made me laugh. I'm sorry. It just made me giggle. Spreading more disinformation as usual. Tiny bit of truth buried in a whole lot of BS. So this is about Lucifer and Jesus Christ and the Bible and who created them both, all three of them. Now, this is a theory, of course. So they wish they can't even read the entire book, let alone write it. They wrote the Scofield and KJV Bible. That's the King James Volume Bible. The true Bible has been ignored. Now, I'm thinking they're talking about the Old Testament and the New Testament, and that's what I want to kind of dive into as well. But let's continue before we dive into that. So this guy responds to the no, you creepy fuck comment with, what about Lucifer? Like, Judas was asking, and I don't know what that meant. I know Judas turned his back on Christ or whatever and turned Jesus in, but I don't get where this guy's going with that. But he has a song that looks like attached to it. Eminem, what does that say? Brainless, maybe? I don't know. I can't read it. Sorry about the quality of the thing. That's my fault. I'll have to fix that in the screenshot settings. Anyway, let's just say they handpicked what went into it and left some things out purposely. And then somebody responded to that one comment. The blue's the comment if you can't tell. So I'm just going to start reading the white parts, the responses, so you guys can pause it or just read real quick what the comment is, or orientate yourself real quick if you just kind of summarize above. So you're pretty creepy yourself. You've posted a lot of absolute lies. And then there's a response to they were expecting a certain code as the codes point to this point in time. Anyway, the name Illuminati refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, an Enlightenment era secret society founded on 1st May 1776 CE in Bavaria. Today, part of Germany. The Bible has been around for a lot longer than they have. Pieces of the Torah dating back to 586 BCE have been found, which is almost 1,200 years before the Illuminati were founded. The OT or Torah is also the basis for many of the New Testament books. Some of them interconnect with OT prophecies. People who start such ideas as the Illuminati wrote the Bible do not know history or the Bible. They can only deceive those who either do not know the facts or are too lazy to research the facts themselves. Calling all Juans, you're needed. An aisle one for cleanup. Leave your star and grab the bucket. Stock and trade of any disinformation agent. The U.S. military did experiments in the late 1960s and discovered 30% of the U.S. population were psychic enough to know when someone was lying to them. They proposed all sanctioned disinformation be constructed with a portion of truth no more than 10%. No more than 10% is required, which diffuses the ability for untrained people to tell whether they are being lied to or not. The small piece of truth gives it the ring of authenticity to people who are being targeted for alteration. That is what it is all about, altering your belief sets. Then they attach more lies to the ones you have already taken as truth. And after a small time, you can't admit the first lie was a lie because you have built a whole belief system off it. That is the game, and they are trying to screw your mind so you are defenseless to what they propose you should believe. Reserve the right to change your mind at any time. Make a mental space to explore beliefs so you don't have to believe them as true to explore them to the furthest most point. After you have completed analysis, you then decide whether to integrate them into your existing belief systems. So if you didn't understand what he was saying, it's pretty much saying that they blend lies with the truth. And it's kind of hard to deny. They say believe it all or believe none of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to deny all of it when you see a lot of the truth. So you just kind of take the lie with the truths. It's not disinfo, it's the truth and code. It's out there if you want to find it. Now that's what I'm talking about, this code. They keep talking about and code. What does that mean? Learn to code. Remember that shit from Twitter? So please comment below if you know what the hell any of that means. So why is this so hard to believe? Someone comments about the God writing the Bible himself. And we'll talk about this here at the end of this video. I just want to read through this real quick. You know, Godlike Productions is pretty fun. So if you guys haven't heard about that, go check it out. It's a website called Godlike Productions, and it has a lot of real fun theories and people just kind of letting loose, kind of like 4chan. A lot of shills have infiltrated recently, so you're going to see a lot of dumb stuff that's really not really typical from Godlike Productions. Anyway, somebody says, "What do you mean?" And then somebody else writes, "God wrote the Bible. You're a freaking idiot." Now, I think they're responding to that comment, and I suppose you think you are this. I'm not sure how that works when it's above. So, well, let's see what pops up underneath. Drinking a Nas, guys, not a... In case you heard that, I don't drink beer. 4 years sober, almost, guys. So... yeah, I don't know if I missed it, but it looks like it's going through some of the comments again. So, the Illuminati knows exactly who Lucifer is. And then there's a guy smoking a bong, maybe. And I really want to comment on a lot of these things right now, but I just kind of want to keep it focused. And at the end, kind of just dive into all the stuff that we're kind of going over here and kind of reorientate ourselves with what might be true, what might not be true, and what's obviously it's all theory. We can't really say anything is true but God. If you look at what René Descartes says. So again, we're just going through a lot of these comments. And then it says, says the creepy bitch who's been stalking me for years. Okay, Jesus, who knows what the hell's really going on with those two? The first comment was pretty funny. Now these guys calling her a creepy bitch is just kind of like they should have just left it alone. Anyway, NKJ, I believe, is the NWO Bible, New World Order. Just changing words here, and they're changed whole meaning of the message. Research what Bible was translated best from original language. Don't know what you meant there exactly, but maybe you guys can comment below and let me know, as they say. Also, while you're commenting below, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, follow, all that. Lots of YouTube videos on this, if they're still there, and that's the problem. These videos are all gone, scrubbed. And then the nonsense. Why do so many simply refuse to believe God? Now, that's not what they're saying here, but anyway, while so quickly and easily believing anything that shits on God. Now, that's true. I'd like to know where this artifact was found. There's more on here. Have a look for yourself. So their problem is that they are, confusing what the original poster said, which is the Bible being written. So we're going to dive into that because Jesus Christ was a great man, and I believe that, and I want to believe that he was the Son of God, but I think he was the Son of God like I am the Son of God, and you guys are the Son of God. Now, I know that's kind of blasphemous, but And then somebody says noob, which means newbie. They go back over 1,000 years. People who don't know what the fuck is actually going on should just sit the fuck down. Don't you think? I think you are thinking about demons like who? Bill Gates or whatever? Laughing my ass off. I can't just stop. So there's a lot of people like that on there. You just kind of have to navigate through it. But I like it. It don't bother me. I believe a good candidate of whom they are looking for is the Russell Ward Castles guy. Where the hell that is. They already found him in the late 1980s and they used him to create the new quantum financial system. Wow, that's kind of weird. I'm going to have to kind of dig into that, see what that's all about. The Russell Ward Castles guy. If you know anything about that, please comment below, guys. I hate to keep saying it, but you guys are very informative, and the intelligence of the group is very high, let's just say. So, no, God never did no such thing. How silly. We got an atheist up in the building. Atheists, I feel bad for them. I think they're just angry, you know, kind of like these anonymous cowards. They're all kind of angry. Let's see here. Excuse my voice, man. I just talk and talk sometimes too much and it goes out fast enough. Ignore the fact that I smoke cigarettes and other stuff and don't really take care of my voice. Anyway, I think the true Bible is the Q source. Shows that there was an anonymous source to explain the common material between Matthew and John, and paints a completely different picture of who Jesus was. Now, I'm not that versed in the Bible to know exactly what Matthew and John and the whole story is that, you know, but if you guys know, please inform us. I like reading. I love and totally believe in God. I am his servant in this life and all others after. My spirit is God's to do what it wants with it. That is why I spread its messages. This is a code. I am God's messenger, and at times it's not easy, but I roll with it. Man, did I write that? That sounds like something Daddy would write, man. Not to be messing around, but Jesus. So with that, we're going to end that part of this video. Now, I want to talk to you about Jesus Christ and what I think. And this is just a theory of mine. So I had a friend recently, she'll go unnamed. She was talking to me about Jesus Christ, and I was talking to her about it and how I was baptized and how I want to believe in Jesus and how I feel like God will eventually guide me to him if need be. So what I want to say is, you know, I'm not a Muslim by any means, but I do know that Muslims, and I just found this out a couple years ago, believe in Christ. They worship Christ in a way. Not worship, I guess I should say. They see him as a beautiful man that is almost an equal to Muhammad. So the guys you guys talk shit about and whatever, which I try to refrain from talking shit about any religion, but sometimes I let I'm human. Sometimes I slip and say things that I don't really mean about, you know, Christ, let's just say, or Allah or Buddha or whatever. But back to what I was talking about. So my theory is that Jesus was this prophet that the Muslims were talking about, okay? And he was a very special human being, and he was very special. Maybe here to bring peace or who knows what. But the Illuminati kind of took over all of that. Now, if I'm mistaken, let me know, but I think the New Testament was created or written or found in caves 600 years after the fact of Jesus Christ, and it was talking about how Jesus did all these miracles and whatnot. But the question should be, what was it prominent for? Now, we weren't there, and we only know from the literature that was written or found in the caves 600 AD. Now, I'm not saying I only believe in God, like y'all know. So Jesus Christ could very well may have been the only way to God. And I'm praying that, you know, God forces me to worship Jesus and submit whatever right before I go to hell or to, you know, whatever, because I just can't believe it. And this is why I can't believe and worship Jesus like that, because I feel like it's a trap. It's almost like good cop, bad cop, you know. How do I explain it? So the Illuminati, I don't believe in Satan either, but I know these Satanists that have been around forever, and these Illuminatis, these religions that have been around since Stone Ages. These are monkey people religions. You get what I'm saying? And they believe in all this weird stuff, and they kind of just believe in it, and it's almost fun to them, just almost like they believe in it, like how Christians or Muslims believe in their religion. As weird as all their rituals and stuff that they do is to us that kind of aren't into all of that ritualistic stuff and whatnot. So. And believe it or not, going to church on Sunday is ritualistic. Doing all that stuff, it's ritualistic. So not to get off track here, good cop, bad cop. So the Illuminati or whoever these powers that be, probably not the Illuminati. And FYI, that Bavaria, whatever, that is supposedly created the Illuminati. Seriously, guys, I want you to look this up if you can find it, or if you know anything about that. Marina Abramovich and her brother are actually royalty from that freaking family. And it took me forever. I couldn't remember the name of that, whatever that was, and I kept looking up Bavaria. I can't remember what I was looking up, but I couldn't find it. But they're actually royalty, brother and sister, and it's a really, really high bloodline. Like it's number one probably, or number two. I don't know. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Good cop, bad cop. They knew Jesus was a prophet. They knew he was a special man. They knew God was speaking to him, and maybe even through him, and maybe even performing these miracles. And what they did was they took the word of Jesus and they poisoned it almost. And so people and followers were coming to Jesus's name, and they were unknowingly being blasphemous, at least according to the Old Testament, if you know what I mean. Jesus himself, I do believe, told his believers, do not worship me. Do not worship me like a god. And it's also blasphemous to be worshiping these crosses that don't have Jesus, the image of Jesus on it, supposedly, which to me is all blasphemous. Now, what they did was they created a good cop, bad cop. So with that Second Testament that came out, all this devil stuff probably came out. It might be in the Old Testament, the devil stuff, the rings of fire and whatnot. But the Pope and in the Bible, the devil really doesn't exist. It's kind of like one of those, unspoken things that we assume or presume about the Bible as we're reading it, or interpret wrong or interpret right. Who knows? But comment below if you have actual, like I know there's a snake, the serpent talking to Adam and Eve, and there's certain parts, but I don't know. Anyway, back to the story. So they create the Illuminati. And the Illuminati might have even created the Old Testament, mind you. So they probably saw a superstar come in and swipe the golden goose of the newborn that was going to be the golden king. And remember, the Jewish folk, the Israelites or whoever, were saying, he's not the king, he's not the chosen one because he's not wealthy. God said he was going to send us a really rich, wealthy king that was going to be just awe-inspiring, correct? So when they saw Jesus, a poor, humble man, they were like, that's not the king. Get the hell out of here, you bum, you blasphemous bum, right? And so he was a superstar. They incidentally turned him into a superstar, okay? Jesus Christ superstar, right? And so when they did that, his name blew up, and so they tried to reel it in by now claiming him by saying, oh, we found some New Testaments, and yes, Jesus Christ was, and so they run both gambits. Do you get what I'm saying? So they also run they really believe in some weird shit, who knows, but they're in control of these people that believe in the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's kind of how they control the masses, right? So when they created the New Testament and Jesus Christ and all this stuff as the Son of God, what they did was they're probably, maybe the Old Testament was kind of real, who knows, because they really pitted one against the other. So they made it to where you can only get to God through Jesus Christ, and the other one is not that at all, right? So when you have the only options, is what I'm trying to get at with bad cop, good cop, is when you're looking at the devil, okay, it's easy to rebuke the devil. Very easy. Of course, it's inert in us to be good. The golden rule, treat others the way you want. God has already instilled in us. We don't need the Bible or these rules or the fear of the devil to do good and be and please God. You get what I'm saying? And serve God with our actions. So they created a bad cop, this devil, and it was easy to rebuke. Who wants to kill kids? Who wants to murder all? They do, and whatever. But that's another story. But they took that, and then they took Jesus Christ, and they left us this option, like, well, no, if you rebuke the devil and accept Jesus, but in the Old Testament, if you accept Jesus, that's blasphemy, and that's why he was crucified. You understand? So. Now, I don't believe in any of this stuff, so please don't kill the messenger here. I'm just a theorizing theorist. This is stuff that I like to talk about. I was born a Christian. I was baptized, like I said, and I probably will die a Christian. You know what I mean? I don't know yet, and I'm already baptized. So screw all y'all. I'm already saved. To hell with all y'all that think that I'm just, God already put this in me. I can't, ignore it. And if it's coming out of my mouth right now and you're hearing it, God allowed it, right? So back to the story. So I think they polluted Christ's name. They took the prophet that was Christ, and they turned it into a blasphemous thing. And now anybody that kind of worships Christ like that, I think, at least according to them, is blasphemous. Now, these Satanists, they also believe that, you know, if you kill enough or create enough bad or evil stuff in the world, that God, they're going to force God to show himself. So they believe in some weird stuff, and they actually believe in it, and just as devout as Christians. So anyway, that's all I really have for you. That's all I really wanted to get. The only point I wanted to get across to y'all guys. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section below. Please be sure to read the description below for ways to donate. I really need you guys' help. If you're getting this far into the video, it means you're a diehard. And I'd really appreciate if you could just throw me a tip for all the hard work and effort I put into this. I put those tips right back into the channel. And right now I'm in need of lots of things. I'm trying to grow this channel into a network, believe it or not. And I'm doing really well. I'm already on Roku TV. I just need $100 for a tech guy, and even that's too much, really. It only costs $20 an hour, and it's going to take them an hour. But I need to maintain the channel, and I'm even thinking about building a website. So if you like this video and you appreciate the video and you really like what you heard and want to contribute and want to see more of it, just like PBS, you got to kind of pay with your donations. That's the only way this channel survives. So even $1, if one or two people contribute $1 here and there, that really does help the channel survive. You get what I'm saying? So please, even if it's just $1, if you could donate more, please do. But that's all I got. As always, you know the routine. To God be the glory.